What if I told you that a few simple tweaks in the way you interact with your loved ones could literally save your marriage or any close relationship from the brink of disaster? Sounds dramatic, right? But here's the kicker. These same tweaks can skyrocket your happiness and sense of fulfillment at home. Remember that old saying, home is where the heart is. In this video, we're going to explore how to keep that heart pumping strong, based on some timeless but shockingly relevant principles from Dale Carnegie's classic insights. Keep watching to discover the #1 toxic behavior that leads to resentment. Because let's face it, we all know that feeling, when you walk in the door and can just sense the tension, or when one tiny comment spirals into a volcano of pent-up frustration. And you wonder, where did the love go? Well, in today's video, we'll reveal how to keep it alive, thriving, and glowing, no matter how stressful life gets. Stick around, because I'll also share the exact words Dale Carnegie warned can dig your marital grave faster than you might believe. So, buckle in, because we're about to transform the way you look at your home life. By the end of this video, you'll discover why so many couples end up checking flights to Reno, or nowadays, pulling up a divorce lawyer's website, and what you can do, starting today, to avoid that heartbreak. Why relationship dynamics often go wrong. Relationships are fascinating, right? We're drawn to one another, we start building a life together, and everything seems great, until real life intrudes. The job stress, the never-ending chores, the subtle or not-so-subtle personality clashes. Suddenly, we're left wondering, why am I so on edge around the person I love the most? Or, how can we go from giddy romance to resentful silence? It's no secret. Many of us struggle to communicate effectively, especially under stress. We say the wrong things, or we say them at the wrong time, or we don't say anything at all when it really matters. And let's be honest, reading one more vague relationship advice blog might not solve the deeper issues. But that's exactly why Dale Carnegie's principles in part 6 of his classic work shine like a beacon of hope. Written decades ago, yet these insights into human psychology remain eerily spot on for the modern world. Whether you're dealing with generational differences, social media stresses, or the hustle culture, these 7 rules for making your home life happier still cut to the heart of the matter. And in this video, we're zooming in on just that section, because the deeper we understand these 7 rules, the bigger the transformation in our day-to-day happiness. That's a promise. Now let's explore the 7 rules in depth. Each chapter has its own unique punch, its own warnings, its own solutions. I'm going to weave in modern-day stories and psychology so you can see exactly how to apply these principles in your life. Chapter 1. How to dig your marital grave in the quickest possible way. Picture this. You've had a draining day at work, your patience is basically zero, and the second you walk through the door, you hear your partner say, "Why can't you ever remember to take out the trash?" Next thing you know, both of you are locked in a conflict that escalates from trash duty to that snarky comment from 6 months ago. How did we get here? Key theme: the destructive power of criticism. Dale Carnegie famously wrote, "Criticism is dangerous because it wounds a person's precious pride and arouses resentment." Although this quote often appears in the broader context of his work, it resonates particularly in marriage. In this first chapter of part 6, he frames criticism as a fast track to undermining your partner's sense of worth. Why criticism hurts more at home. We're more vulnerable with our loved ones. Their opinions matter so much more. Being bombarded with negativity where you're supposed to feel safest can feel like a deep betrayal. Imagine a spouse who's just started a new job. They're anxious, they're trying to prove themselves, and they come home frazzled. The last thing they need is an immediate, "You didn't do X, Y, or Z" greeting. Over time, constant criticism turns into emotional scarring. The partner starts to dread walking through the door. Eventually, they prefer staying late at work or zoning out on social media just to avoid conflict. The modern psychological insight: negativity bias. Our brains latch onto negative feedback more intensely than positive feedback. One harsh remark can overshadow 5 genuine compliments. Over time, that negativity bias accumulates, pushing the relationship into a downward spiral. Self-fulfilling prophecies. If someone feels like they're always messing up, they may start to act in ways that confirm that narrative, leading to a destructive cycle that's hard to break. Action tip: notice the difference between critique, constructive, focusing on behavior, and criticism, judgmental, focusing on character. When you offer feedback, ask, am I attacking their character or guiding them toward improvement? If criticism is so toxic, what's the secret to creating a supportive environment that lasts? Chapter 2 digs right into that. Chapter 2: Love and Let Live. Have you ever tried so hard to make your partner do something your way, only to discover that the more you push, the more they push back? Whether it's about how to fold laundry, what show to watch, or how to spend a Saturday afternoon, trying to force someone to change almost never works. Key theme: the power of acceptance. In this chapter, Carnegie emphasizes the principle of accepting your spouse as they are. He's basically saying, let them breathe, let them be who they truly are, and focus on creating an atmosphere of trust, not an atmosphere of control. While it may not be the exact text from Part 6, Dale Carnegie's overarching stance is clear. Any fool can criticize, condemn, and complain, but it takes character and self-control to be understanding and forgiving. Why this matters. People want autonomy. Even in loving relationships, each person still needs personal space, personal interests, and personal identity. The moment they feel strangled or judged is the moment they start seeking escape, emotional or physical. CrossFit versus cooking. Picture a couple, Alex and Jamie. Alex is obsessed with CrossFit and invests hours each week at the gym. Jamie, on the other hand, loves culinary experimentation, spends an equal amount of time reading recipes, prepping dishes, and posting them on Instagram. If Alex constantly criticizes Jamie for wasting time in the kitchen, or Jamie dismisses Alex's workout routine as pointless vanity, resentment builds. But if both choose to say, hey, you do you, I support it, they each thrive in their passion and share that enthusiasm with each other. Psychological insight. Reactance theory. When we feel our freedom or choices being restricted, we experience psychological reactance, a drive to reclaim our autonomy. That's why controlling behaviors can backfire so dramatically. Action tip. Instead of focusing on what you want them to change, ask, how can I celebrate what my partner loves while also communicating my needs? That's how you love and let live. But what happens when you don't let your partner live and breathe? Chapter 3 reveals the terrifying results, referencing that infamous timetables to Reno. Stay tuned. Chapter 3. Do this and you'll be looking up the timetables to Reno. Ever hear the phrase, they're on a one-way train to Splitsville? Well, decades ago, Reno was a hotspot for quick divorces. In this chapter, we find out exactly which behaviors put you on the fast track to heartbreak. Key theme: toxic emotions that fast-track divorce. Carnegie warns about a cluster of destructive habits, things like self-pity, unrelenting jealousy, and endless fault-finding. He calls these behaviors the blueprint for marital catastrophe. Self-pity. Why me? Syndrome that turns a relationship into a constant pity party. Jealousy. Suspicion kills trust. Fault-finding. Chronic complaining, always tallying your spouse's mistakes. Dale Carnegie, paraphrased for modern context, might say, if you want to gather honey, don't kick over the beehive. Applied to marriage. If you want love and harmony, don't keep kicking up storms of suspicion or negativity. Social media jealousy. Let's say your partner likes an ex's Instagram post. A meltdown ensues. Why are you liking their photos? Do you still have feelings for them? Over time, if every like or comment is scrutinized, the relationship suffocates under suspicion. This leads to secrecy, fear, and a breakdown of open communication. The emotional train is heading to Reno, figuratively speaking. Psychological insight, confirmation, bias. When you're convinced your partner is cheating or out to get you, you'll interpret every ambiguous sign, like a missed text or a friend request, as proof. This quickly creates a toxic cycle. Trust as a bank account. Think of trust as an account you deposit into by being honest, supportive, and understanding. Jealousy and suspicion drain that account rapidly, and if it hits zero, you might be irreversibly overdrawn. Action. Tip. To combat jealousy and self-pity, practice transparent communication. Instead of accusing, state how you feel and why you feel it. Then give your partner a chance to respond with reassurance. So how do we shift from these destructive habits to ones that bring genuine joy? Chapter 4 holds a quick and mighty solution that can turn your home into a happier place almost overnight. Chapter 4. A quick way to make everybody happy. Ever notice how a small, sincere compliment can change your entire day? Maybe someone admired your outfit or thanked you for your input in a meeting, and you just floated on that positive vibe for hours. What if you could bring that feeling into your marriage every single day? Key theme: the transformative power of appreciation. Dale Carnegie famously championed sincere appreciation as a cornerstone of healthy relationships. This chapter makes it crystal clear: praising your partner and meaning it is like rocket fuel for love. Be hearty in your approbation and lavish in your praise. A classic Carnegie line emphasizing the importance of genuine compliments. The thank you ritual. Picture a couple that sets aside 2 minutes every evening to share one thing they appreciated about the other that day. Thank you for picking up my favorite snack, or I loved how you encouraged me this morning before my presentation. This small ritual can drastically strengthen their emotional bond. Psychological insight. Positive reinforcement. When we feel appreciated, we're more likely to repeat that behavior. Also, hearing sincere praise releases feel-good chemicals like dopamine, which helps form a positive association with the relationship. Shifting perspectives. Focusing on the positive traits of your partner reframes your perception. Over time, you start noticing more things to appreciate. It's a self-perpetuating cycle of positivity. Action. Tip. Don't just praise in private, praise in front of others too. If you're out with friends or family, mention something awesome your partner did. The public affirmation can be extra meaningful. Chapter 5 dives into a specific set of needs that Carnegie believed are crucial, especially for women. Ready to see if it still applies in our modern era? You might be surprised. Chapter 5. They mean so much to a woman. From romance novels to modern pop songs, there's a timeless question. What do women really want? While the world has changed dramatically since Carnegie wrote these words, his core message here might still hold the key to understanding emotional fulfillment for any partner who's craving genuine connection. Recognition, understanding, and emotional security. In this chapter, Carnegie zooms in on the idea that small gestures of love and understanding can mean the world. Though it's framed in a traditional context, the principle transcends gender roles. Feeling emotionally heard and valued is universal. The desire for a feeling of importance is one of the chief distinguishing differences between mankind and the animals. Applied to a relationship, it means your partner wants to matter to you, to feel special. Listening without interrupting. Let's say your partner is venting about a tough day. Instead of offering immediate solutions or scrolling your phone, you put it away, maintain eye contact, and respond with empathy. That small act of undivided attention can be priceless. Inclusion in decision-making. Whether it's finances, vacation plans, or big career moves, Making sure your partner's voice is heard conveys deep respect. Psychological insight, validation, and emotional safety. Research in relationship psychology consistently shows that people who feel validated by their partner, where their emotions and experiences are acknowledged, report higher levels of satisfaction and long-term stability. The Gottman Institute's turning toward concept. In successful relationships, partners turn toward each other's bids for attention. In other words, you respond positively and show interest when your partner reaches out, even in small ways. Action tip: make a habit of identifying at least one moment each day to deeply listen. No phone, no multitasking. This small gesture can massively enhance the emotional security in your relationship. Now that we've tackled the importance of empathy and understanding, Chapter 6 reveals a critical piece of the happiness puzzle you cannot afford to neglect if you want long-term harmony. Chapter 6. If you want to be happy, don't neglect this one. This one. What is this one that we shouldn't neglect? A new communication technique? A fancy conflict resolution skill? Actually, it's kindness. Sounds almost too simple, right? But we often overlook kindness at home because we assume our partner will always understand. Key theme: the supreme importance of kindness. Carnegie argues that it's easy to be polite to a stranger, but somehow many of us forget to extend that courtesy to the person we share our lives with. Over time, that negligence chips away at the relationship's foundation. A paraphrased Carnegie sentiment might be, "Courtesy is like the air we breathe. We notice it only when it is absent." In marriage, when basic kindness is missing, tension suffocates the relationship. Morning rush scenario. You're juggling coffee, keys, and your phone. Your spouse is rummaging for the car charger. You snap at them for misplacing it. They snap back, your morning starts in a storm, and you carry that negative energy into your day. If one person had paused to say, "Hey, I'll help you find it," no worries, the entire tone of the morning could shift to cooperation. Psychological insight, reciprocity, principle. Acts of kindness often evoke a reciprocal response. If you go out of your way to do something thoughtful, your partner is more likely to pay that kindness forward, creating a virtuous cycle. Stress buffer. Kindness isn't just about random acts, it's about proactively easing each other's burdens. Studies show that couples who support each other with small, caring gestures handle external stress better. Action tip: consciously do one unexpected kind act each day for your partner. Send a supportive text, do a chore they hate, or simply give a hug when they're stressed. Watch how these small moments accumulate into greater closeness. We're almost at the final rule, which might be the most profound of all: the danger of remaining marriage illiterate. Intrigued? Let's dive in. Chapter 7. Don't be a marriage illiterate. Wait, marriage illiterate? What does that even mean? Well, it's more relevant than ever in a world where we educate ourselves on finances, fitness, and career goals, but neglect the one area that can make or break our long-term happiness: the importance of ongoing relationship education. Carnegie asserts that too many couples assume that love conquers all. They sign the marriage papers and coast. But to keep a marriage thriving, you've got to learn, adapt, and invest time. Dale Carnegie's writings remind us, knowledge isn't power until it is applied. Knowing what fosters a healthy relationship isn't enough. We must apply it consistently. Couples, therapy and workshops. Modern couples who proactively go to counseling or workshops, not because they're in crisis, but because they want to prevent issues. This is the perfect embodiment of not being marriage illiterate. They're continuously learning how to communicate better, solve problems, and understand each other's evolving needs. Psychological insight. Growth mindset. Psychologist Carol Dweck popularized the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. In relationships, A growth mindset means believing that both partners can learn, grow, and solve problems together, rather than seeing challenges as insurmountable or personal failings. Action tip: make a plan to read at least one relationship-building book per year, together if possible, or commit to a monthly check-in where each partner can share concerns and goals. This consistent study fosters resilience and a deeper bond. Actionable steps. Now that we've tackled each chapter, let's synthesize these insights into a few step-by-step guidelines that you can start right away. Ready? Ban unconstructive criticism for 1 week. Why? Criticism triggers defensiveness. How? If something bothers you, address it by focusing on the behavior, not the person, and couple it with a solution or request. Challenge. Whenever you feel the urge to criticize, replace it with a question like, how can I help improve this situation? Create a freedom to be agreement. Why? Everyone needs personal space, hobbies, and preferences. How? Sit down with your partner and each choose one activity that you want to be free to enjoy without judgment. Challenge. Defend your partner's freedom to be next time someone else, a friend or family member, criticizes their activity. Establish a no jealousy zone. Why? Jealousy poisons trust. How? If you do feel jealous or suspicious, discuss it calmly. I feel worried about Khan because Sansk. Then, let your partner respond without interruption. Challenge. Notice how quickly open communication diffuses assumptions. Say, thank you, at least twice a day. Why? Genuine praise fosters an upward spiral of positivity. How? Make eye contact and specify what you're thankful for. I appreciate you for making dinner. It was delicious. Challenge. Write a short gratitude note or text once a week for something you appreciate about your partner. Dedicate a listening hour each week. Why? Feeling understood is central to emotional well-being. How? Set aside 30-60 minutes, free from distractions, where each partner speaks about what's on their mind while the other fully listens. Challenge. Listen without offering solutions unless asked. Focus on empathizing and validating. Perform one act of kindness daily. Why? Kindness cements emotional closeness. How? It can be as small as making a cup of tea or sending an encouraging message. Challenge. Notice how your partner's energy shifts when you consistently perform these acts. Monthly relationship education date. Why? Avoid being marriage illiterate. How? Watch a relationship advice video together, read a chapter from a marriage book, or attend a mini workshop. Challenge. Share one takeaway from these sessions and apply it that same week. You've just journeyed through the entire Part 6 of Dale Carnegie's timeless advice, 7 rules that can make your home life happier. Now I get it. Life is busy, stress is real, and we're all juggling a million responsibilities. But here's what's undeniable. When our home life suffers, everything else suffers too. Our mental health, our productivity, and even our physical well-being take a hit. We can chase success in our careers, hustle for money, travel the world, but if we're not at peace with the person we wake up next to, that emptiness can feel overwhelming. As Carnegie teaches, we can avoid that heartbreak by applying these 7 rules. Yes, it takes effort, humility, and a willingness to unlearn old habits. But the payoff, a loving, supportive relationship that stands firm no matter what storms life throws your way. Imagine a home where kindness flows freely, where each partner feels genuinely valued, where constructive communication replaces angry outbursts, and where growth is a shared journey. That home can be yours. It's not some fairy tale. It's a product of daily intentional action. If you've watched this far, you have everything you need to begin. Right now. I want to challenge you. Pick one of the tips we discussed. Maybe it's the say thank you twice a day rule, or dedicating a weekly listening hour, and actually commit to it for the next 7 days. Then, come back to this video and drop a comment telling us how it changed your week. Not only will you inspire others, but you'll be part of a community that's raising the bar for better relationships worldwide. And if you found value in this deep dive, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos that blend modern psychology with timeless wisdom. Together, let's create a ripple effect of healthier, happier homes. Remember, don't criticize, condemn, or complain. Love and let live. And don't ever be afraid to keep learning how to love better. Because at the end of the day, love is a skill, one that we can all master with the right mindset and a little perseverance. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.